Hey folks, it's Ben. This will actually go on both channels, Red Barn Homestead, because it's our farming equipment, and then on the Turbo 231 because it's cool power equipment. Here we have our Troy-Bilt sickle bar mower, and so far it's been great. I did break one of the ledge teeth that I'll have to do a video on replacing as well. But back to the ranch, the big problem I have right now is that I've lost these little thumb latches, and what they are is this plastic piece right here. You can see there's a little pivot point there, and how they work is when you squeeze the lever, it allows you to move up and lock and latch, but you can see where it's broken and it opens up right there, and that's not cool. So I was going to take these off and fix them with JB Weld. But the problem is well, there's no problem with that. But thanks to the internet, I printed these. So these are in theory a similar or same thing as, I don't know, I mirrored them. So one's the right side. And yeah, it looks like, yeah, this is, yeah, that's that side, I think. Something like that, or it goes, I got to figure out how it goes. You'll see in the video. But anyway, I 3D printed these out of PETG I with like 90% infill. So they're really solid because this is a spring point, right? What I had forgotten, I guess, is that the squeeze lever is actually the thing that pulls on it. So most of the stress is not on this. But anyway, let's go ahead and take these off, or at least take one off. Hoping these aren't riveted, but they probably are. Nope, it's not. It's got a pin there and then a pivot point here. And that might be the concern. That looks like it might be a screw of some kind. But let's go ahead and swap in the 3D printed ones. There are 3 attachment points on this piece here. So here's our replacement piece, and you can kind of see how it looks similar. We have a little E-clip here, which is actually kind of a pain to get out because it's so small. But there is a C-clip, actually, not an E-clip. A little C-clip to do. And then there's that little screw, and this is a cover. So that should come apart. And yeah, here's a little switch that may or may not work. I guess that trips it when it's in park. So that's kind of neat to see. And then there's this clip here on the other side that lets this rod come out, in theory. And now if we remove the switch, we should be able to take this broken piece and set it aside and bring in our new piece. So this unit broke right on that edge right there, and part of that is because the way they run the wires in, they just lay it in there on the switch, and this one actually has a slightly different design that lets you pass it through. The only problem is that switch doesn't have a plug to kind of feed it through with, so gonna have to figure something out, or cut a little notch in this maybe so that we can sneak the wire in and hope that the rest of the plastic, like this, seems a lot beefier on the back side. Maybe that's strong enough to keep it going. This lasted for 20 plus years, so it's not that bad. One of the things that I had to do on my 3D print was, because my printer, I use a Bamboo Lab A1 Mini, I had to hit it with a little bit of a file on these teeth here. And it had actually put 2 little supports in these holes here, so I had to dig those out. And now it's a perfect smooth connection right there. And then the screw will hold it in. You got to reuse the screw on the new part here. And so that worked out great. But now I got to figure out this cable routing thing. The modification I did to the design was actually, I just used a hacksaw blade like this one here, because it's just plastic material, right? And cut a small piece out there. It does affect the integrity of a little bit, like it wiggles a little bit more. So we'll see if we have to come up with something better, but for now that should work. Put the switch in here. Next I'm gonna just put the lid on, which should fit in here again, and put the screw in, and we'll reseat the pivot up here and put the rod back in, and we'll see how it runs. So here's our reassembled piece. You know what parts I put on and what are stock. And so if we squeeze to put it in neutral, now if we use our thumb to latch it in, there you go. It's now holding again. Exactly what I need to do. And then when you squeeze this, it lets go. And for whatever that reed switch does, it's doing it again. So there, that's how you can replace with a nice 3D print. I'll put the link in the in the description on how to print your own and save your Troy-Bilt from having to be a pain in the butt. And because you could come back and JB weld this, like mine aren't broken, but why? I can just print a new one. I did use PETG, and thanks for watching. If you guys want to subscribe, please feel free, and we'll see you next time. Kind of a weird part I found on the other side, on the right side, is this spring that actually clips on like so, and what it does is it provides a little bit of forward balance force to it. I don't know what that's used for, but if you clip it in like so, there you can see where it kind of pushes it back some. And I don't know if this side's missing it or it doesn't need it, because these are actually, the levers are the same for both sides. So you don't, I mirrored these so that the insides were both on the inside essentially of the machine, but you don't have to. In fact, the actual parts themselves are identical. So the screw and stuff's on the outside, I would say, on this one. So I don't know if it's just the way it's set up, it needed that spring, but I'll put it back here, and I don't know if it's just missing on mine or what the deal is.